How's it going, everyone? Andrew here. If you know me from Twitter, MMA Knockout Bets. I bet on fights. I have for a very long time. I've been on MMA Twitter since late 2017. Been tracking my bets on Bet MMA for about 3.5 years now. Recently decided I wanted to start putting out some content for the people who have been following me for a long time. Again, like I said this last video, but not sure if you've all seen that. If you haven't, go check it out. It's a breakdown video on Serial Gone versus Derek Lewis from a betting perspective. I don't want this channel to be another generic just breakdowns of once a week podcast breaking down the card top to bottom. Not that those aren't great. There are people who do that already and do a good job. I'm looking to do maybe some more shorter videos of individual fights and especially breaking it down from a betting perspective. I put a poll out on Twitter to see which fight you guys want me to break down outside of the main event for this UFC 265 card. The majority of you chose Michael Chiesa versus Vicente Luque, which is a great fight. I was actually kind of surprised that you all wanted to hear me break down that fight because I feel like it's pretty binary from the sense that if Michael Chiesa can get Vicente Luque down, he's going to win the fight. If he can't, he's not going to win the fight. So that's the most basic breakdown ever. Obviously, I'm going to go a little deeper than that, but again, was a little surprised that you guys picked that one. Again, happy to break it down though. So you have Chiesa, who was a 155 pounder for a while, borderline top 15, top 10, even came close to the top 5 at one point. At 155 was huge for the weight, moved up to 170 ever since. He's 4-0. In his last fight was earlier this year, I think in January. He pretty much dominated Neil Magny bell to bell. Couldn't get the finish, which upset me because I had Chiesa inside the distance and by submission in that fight. But to me, his most impressive win at 170 was really over RDA. I backed RDA in that spot. I thought RDA was going to handle Chiesa, and didn't go that way at all. As you guys know who've been watching Maverick for a while, he's primarily a grappler. He's good at what he does. He looks to get takedowns. He looks to take the back and just really smother you from the top position. On the feet, he looks a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not truly evident all the time because he doesn't spend a lot of time on the feet. Vicente Luque, on the other hand, he prefers to be on the feet. He's another one who's on a nice little winning streak now. He's got 3 wins in a row, most recently knocking out Tyron Woodley. His only loss that I could think of recently is Stephen Thompson. I was actually at that fight, but I think he's not won 9 out of his last 10 or something crazy like that. Again, good striker. Definitely brings the striking advantage into this fight. You guys don't need me to tell you that. I actually have bet against Luque a couple times. I feel like he pretty consistently gets overvalued by the market, but I don't feel like that in this spot. So against Mike Perry, I bet Mike Perry like plus 215. He lost a split decision. I'll take plus 215 on any split decision ever. Against Woodley, I bet Woodley like plus 225 and bet Woodley KO at like plus 750 or something crazy like that. So when Woodley had him hurt, I was pretty much jumping out of my seat, and then he kind of rushed it and got clipped. But yeah, Luque goes to war, guys, on the feet. Luque was trading blows with Woodley. Luque was trading blows with Nico Price. He was trading blows with Mike Perry. Just the kind of fighter he is. And it might have gotten him in close fights in the past. It might have gotten him in trouble in the past, but he really hasn't had to pay for it much. I mean, he got his hand raised against Woodley. He got his hand raised against Price. He got his hand raised against Perry. Or did I just say Perry twice? Woodley, Perry, and Price were fights where he kind of went to war, trading blows back and forth. There were fights against Brian Barberina where they each landed like 150 strikes or something like that. But I don't think that it's going to be one of those fights here. This is, again, like I said, a pretty binary matchup where if Chiesa can't get takedowns here, I think he's pretty screwed on the feet. I think Luque will batter him pretty bad. Chiesa's going to look to take him down, look to blanket him. From a betting perspective, this is about a pick'em. So if you don't know what a pick'em is, it's when each fighter is lined about minus 110, which means you'd have to risk $110 to win 100. I was surprised. I genuinely was by this price, not because of where I cap it, but when the fight got announced, I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Oh, Luque is going to kill him. Luque is going to do this. Luque big favorite." And then I kind of saw Luque open at like the minus 150 spot, and I was like, okay, that'll probably get bet up to minus 200. And actually got bet all the way down. People are betting on Chiesa, which really surprised me just because I feel like the sentiment of that fight when it got announced was that Luque was going to kill him. I actually have a bet with my friend Newsom. If you guys follow him on Twitter, Newsom MMA, we have a profile picture bet, which it looks like I'm going to lose because I bet him that Chiesa would close at least plus 150, and it's looking like that's not going to happen. But the way I view this fight, I think it really comes down to if you can answer the question of is Chiesa going to get takedowns consistently, is he going to win the fight? Because if he gets Luque down, I think he's going to hold him down. And on tape, I watched back the Luque versus Krantz fight. Derek Krantz stepped up on short notice, took Luque down, took his back. Luque was beating up Randy Brown. Randy Brown took him down from a body lock when he was half dead. So those would definitely be my concerns if I was on the Luque side. From the Chiesa side, I feel like his striking looks really awkward. Luque is not exactly the guy that you want to be stuck on the feet with if you're not a comfortable striker. So I don't think this line's too far off. I was planning on betting Michael Chiesa at like plus 150, and I was pretty sure I was going to get that spot, but it's looking like that's not going to happen. I have no plays on the fight right now. It's interesting. Like, I guess I'd probably cap Chiesa as like the tiniest bit of a favorite, maybe like 55%. But those are my thoughts on the fight. If you guys have any comments, questions, let me know in the comment section below. Message me on Twitter. Happy to talk fights with any of you. If you're looking to bet on the card Saturday, I have a Patreon, which I'll link in my bio, or which I'll link in the description below. Sorry, I'm new to this. And I have Bet MMA as well, if you know what that is, third-party tracking site where you can find all of my picks from the last 3.5 years. But yeah, let me know who you guys think's going to win. I'm very curious. To me, this is a really tough fight to call. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you check out my last video with the Gon Lewis fight. And like I said in my last video, I have some equipment coming, so the quality of these videos will hopefully be better, and hopefully I'll be able to pump out some more content on a regular basis because I enjoy doing this. I'm going to get better at it too. I know I'm probably just rambling a lot, but wanted to get some practice in. And yeah, like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And enjoy the fights on Saturday. Take care.